little 60 piece. That's only the neck though.
Last night a bitch nigga shot a real nigga, but we don't make no diss records, we just deal with it. Plus I be going through a lot, I never talk about it, and they using niggas songs in court, so I can't talk about it. Rap niggas think I'm dumb, like I don't see the play. I let them think they got the ups, then get them out the way. On FaceTime, my brother telling me he shot my mama, telling me to chill, but I know he seen that nigga face. But that's enough about that part. Talking about respect, well it's a must about that part. Playing with my money, well then it's up about that part. Cause when it's time to play ball, don't give a fuck about that part. They know I'm that nigga when they see me. Her man crush been a hater and her little brother won't beat me. Her friend been on my dick since I was passing out CDs. Her baby daddy a mark and her boyfriend probably a weenie. 3300 on my book bag, left some niggas in the past, but I don't look back. Shit kinda different, I ain't the man that I was. I seen death in too many forms and I ain't never really shook that. Don't let him rock you to sleep, true colors better believe him. I know that God got me, but I be riding with my reaper, praying with my kids, and even then I got my heater. And I be stepping so hard, this hoes in $1,000 sneakers. Take your bitch when I meet her and you ain't seen her in about 3 days. Knew I was a threat, I passed that stick like a relay. Spin it back to back, it's like a motherfucking replay. Turn your son into a bitch when I shoot, I think I'm D-Wade. Told him I'm a savage, if I want it, I'ma have it. Playing with my lettuce, cook your head like a cabbage. Tell them that I'm rich and I'm solid, that's the advantage. Bitch, bad kids, fresh little nigga, you can't stand it. Tell them big checks, yardsticks, not a ruler. All I smoke is ops and I don't never smoke a hookah. Looking for a blessing that's worth it, Jesus and Judas. Tell them niggas game 6, my whole team full of shooters. I slide on a nigga like a motherfucking flip-flop. Pressure on your homie and I promise he a flip-flop. Talking that wooty-woo, something. I know the police listen, so I ain't really saying nothing. I know these niggas envy, they can't manage how they feel. Jealousy's for bitches, you niggas pussy for real. A nigga get the drop and he happen to shoot. First we heal up and get back, we ain't going on the shirt, I swear to God, nigga.
That wooty-woo, something. I know the police listening, so I ain't saying nothing. Talking that wooty-woo, something. Nigga cock back and aim and leave you bleeding where you running, swear to God, nigga.
Man, I hope everybody's having a productive day, feeling blessed. And like I always say, is one life, one chance. We only got one chance to do this right. Let's get it done. With that being said, man, about a week ago, I did a video about a Sureño rapper, one of LA's biggest factors, coming out of King Cobra's neighborhood. He made a statement to all Sureño barrios, all Southside neighborhoods. Let's put the peace treaty there. Let's put everything behind us, and let's stand on business. Let's go out there and protest on behalf of the people. Raza against I.
Now, what's the deal, y'all? We're trapping up at TNN Trap News Network. Back in the same, like cook cracking the same here at TNN Trap News Network. It's not good news excuse. It's not good knowledge, though. You ain't finna get nobody's college, though, big dog. Hit us with a like, hit us with a comment, hit us with a subscribe for everything we have going on here at TNN Trap News Network. News excuse, knowledge, though. You ain't finna get nobody's college, though. Tap in with the tap in to make sure you're in fact tapped in with that good tap in with everything we have going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Notification bell, hit all. Stay tapped in for the latest and the greatest. We finish up into this good content, but before we do, please hit us up on Instagram, TRAPNEWSNETWORX Trap News Network. Now, this is a different one. Los Angeles County Vice Mayor calls out the Florencia 13s and the 18th Street gang members. Where are y'all at? She's making that point too. They should be outside protesting and protecting people against ICE. She's actually making a pretty good point. Yeah, we would love to see all the Mexican gang members put all their problems aside and come together to save and protect their communities from ICE and all kind of things like that. That would actually be a good look. So I guess that's what this video is about. We finish up into the Kantiana without no further do's or don'ts. Let's jump into this Kantiana. Let's go.
Against Trump administration. And I gave you guys my perspective on that. And I'm going to share that same perspective, but in a different sense, in a different fashion, of a vice mayor who made a public statement to all Southsiders, calling out all Southsiders in Southern California. So let's get right into the video.
I want to know where all the...
I didn't even know there was a such thing as a vice mayor. But I guess the president is a vice president, a vice mayor makes sense. I never knew there was a vice mayor.
Cholos are at in Los Angeles.
In a different fashion, of a vice mayor who made a public statement to all Southsiders, calling out all Southsiders in Southern California. So let's get right into the video.
I want to know where all the Cholos are at in Los Angeles. 18th Street, Florencia. Where's the leadership at? Because you guys are all about territory, and this is 18th Street, and this is Florencia. You guys tag everything up, claiming hood. And now that your hood's being invaded by the biggest gang there is, there ain't a peep out of you. It's everyone else who's not about the gang life that's out there protesting and speaking up. We're out there like fighting our turf, protecting our turf, protecting our people. And like, where you at?
Now, as you can see, I played.
Sheesh. It's kind of antagonistic. It's kind of like a border of like her speaking the truth, but also kind of being kind of female doggy about it. Like, because you don't want to say the B word. It's a border of truth and a mix of like disrespect a little bit, because it's definitely like, it's the true statement, but it's a lot of nana and a boo boo kind of behind it. You know what I'm saying? So she's right, but I think that never mind. I'm gonna let y'all handle that. Let's keep going.
Some of the video in the beginning of the intro, and then I played the video right now. Basically, she called out every Southside neighborhood in Southern California. So I'm assuming. Now, I didn't do a background on her to see if she was a liberal, Democratic, if she was basically supportive and pro-raza and pro, illegal immigrants. The whole liberal standpoint. I don't get into politics that much, but I do understand their stance when it comes to illegal immigrants coming to the United States. They let a lot of people, they let a lot come in during the Biden administration. We all know all those facts, all right? The part that confused me about this ordeal is it was, freedom of speech. It was a public speech, and
that's wild though for an elected official to say.
It was just a public statement to all Southern gang members who've caused chaos, who've wreaked havoc all over Southern California for their stupidity and their acts of gang violence towards one another, terrorizing their own communities, terrorizing their own neighborhoods. I didn't see nothing wrong with her public statement, but she's under federal investigation, and I'm like, wow, why did the feds get involved? Why are the feds so concerned with what she said? Is that like one of those, subliminal threats, like the government feels?
It might be considered like a dog whistle, like when Trump said, "Proud Boys, do your 1, 2 step like Sierra." It could be one of those.
Threatened if Southern gangs actually came out and said something and made a statement about it, how powerful will this movement become, and how powerful and resistant these protests could become if the rest of the gang members came out and started doing it. I don't understand what she did wrong. I really don't. Because nowhere in that video, nowhere in her speech did she try to instigate violence or instigate chaos. She told everybody.
It's more like just an antagonistic type of thing. It just might not have been done the most proper way, maybe.
To stand up and protect their neighborhoods against ICE. But also, if you listen to the whole video, it's not like she said to do it in a non-violent way. So I guess you could say that's what raises the question of why the feds are conducting an investigation, why she's trying to incite gang members to go rally up and protest. I don't get the whole federal investigation on it. Maybe you guys in the comment section that can educate me on it can point out the fact and what I'm missing.
Because it might be considered to be an indirect threat towards government officials.
Becomes federally investigated because she wanted Southside neighborhoods in Southern California, all these gang members, to show up and protest on behalf of raza out there that's really going through it right now, really anti-ICE right now. My statement is going to be the same, like I said in the F Nasty video from King Cobras. You got to remember, these are righteously so, though. Like I said, having these dudes, since they love their neighborhood so much, since they bang it, they get it tatted on them. Those are your neighborhoods, and ICE is just going up to Home Depot, construction sites, pulling up to your schools, pulling up to your relatives' houses, pulling up to their jobs, pulling up to your restaurants and your barrios, just snatching your own people up right in front of you. You ain't willing to risk it all for that, but you're willing to risk it all for a gang, a symbology, a neighborhood, a street sign that you don't rightfully own.
Symbolic? I don't think symbology was the word he was looking for. I think symbolic was, symbolic.
You have no ownership of it. You just claim it. And that neighborhood's going to be there when you get incarcerated, when you end up dead. So tell me what the value of representing your neighborhood really is to all you Southsiders, because she's calling you out, and I'm calling you out in the same sense. Everybody knows my political stance when it comes to the, mass deportation. I just said, hey, if Trump was to do this to all the criminals and the gang members and the chomos and pedos and especially the cartel members, I'll be all for that. But now he's just targeting everybody. And the ICE agents, even legal citizens ain't even off limits no more. If legal citizens are really out there and they go a little too hard in the paint, they're getting beat up, they're getting arrested, they're getting harassed, they're getting shot at, they're losing an eyeball, they're losing a ball, like the testicles. Because I seen an article about one dude got shot in his testicles and he lost a nut. I was like, man, I'd be hot.
Whoa, overshare.
I'd be hot if you don't kill my babies. Don't even hit me there, bro. Just above the neck. I'll take a face shot all day. But there's a lot of people that are for the mass deportation. But here's the thing. Like I said, all these gang members, all these Southsiders in Los Angeles really represent that gang culture so much. But you got to remember, a lot of these Southsiders, too, if you look at a lot of their tattoos, a lot of them might be their Vadios, you know, the Aztec 13, you know, their old lady's lips. But believe it or not, there's a lot of Sureños that came out of prison. There's a lot of Southerners that haven't been to prison yet, but embrace the cultura, the art of the cultura. You'll see them on Aztec calendars. You'll see them with the Mexican flag. You'll see them with, you know, Montezuma. You'll see a lot of Aztec culture all on their body and Mexican culture all on their body, cactuses. You're willing to embrace the culture in that sense by representing it on your body, but only in the form of a gang member, but not in the form of that's your people.
Yeah, I can see the point that they're making. I could definitely see the point that they're making. If you're so deep into the culture, you're so deep into the understanding of who you are spiritually and being tied into the ancestors and all that, right now is seemingly your time to play ball. You really could go out here and be at your absolute best, like an Aaliyah song, for real.
A Southern Mexicano. You'd rather be known for and represent your neighborhood and be known as a gang member as opposed to somebody that stood up for his people once in his life. You'll stand up for your neighborhood if a dude from the other side of the street or the other side of the city says something disrespectful and whacks out your hood or downs one of your homeboys. You'll go hard in the paint for that. You'll kill somebody for that. You'll do life in prison for that. But to exercise your voice and your representation for your cultura, to be out there protesting, or at least just, you don't have to be in the front lines of the protest. Just show your people that they're being supported, that you're not letting them down. Those that are out there really protesting, that are passionate about it. And that's my other point. She wants all these gang members that follow a gang ideology that could care less about anything else other than themselves and their neighborhoods and what they're willing to kill for and what they're willing to die for. Don't set high expectations for a group of people with low-level thinking anyways. Because you're asking all these Vadios to protect...
No, that's real. You can't expect yourself out of other people, and you can't expect high-value thoughts from low-level individuals. That's for sure. That is a great statement. You can't expect high-value thoughts from a low-level individual, not by any means.
Their neighborhoods and run up on ICE, because they'll run up on a gang member all day and murder them. What do you think's going to happen? These gang members conduct themselves and their business differently. So don't expect non-violent, peaceful protests by advocating and encouraging gang members to go out there and do it, because they're going to do it their way.
That's definitely true, too. When you encourage gang members to do it their way, you encourage flu flambery, skullduggery, and larceny. And that could be why the government got involved, because they're like, hey, you want to sit here and do all this flu flamming and got people doing this and all that. Well, we hear what you said about the gang members, but the gang members aren't necessarily ready to play this in a safe position. So, yeah, let's go ahead and just bust this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Gang members are known for, vandalism, burglarizing, robbery, criminal activities, especially violence. And you want to put them all out there, a bunch of different neighborhoods, somebody's bound to, hey, I don't like that fool. I've been waiting to catch this fool sleeping for a long time. So a protest that represents protecting the people, protecting Raza, representing Raza against ICE, you're going to disturb that by encouraging gang members to go out there and fly their flags and represent the culture and stand on the front lines with the people, when that's going to cause even a more disruption, because all these different neighborhoods cannot look past what they already know. They can't see the bigger picture because they don't know how to represent their people. They only represent their hoods. That's how simple-minded and low-level thinking a lot of these gang members really are, because they would have already been out there. Some have showed up. Some may not have been out there representing their hoods. But as you can see, you don't really see gang members really out there protesting, because that's not their thing. God forbid, their big homie shoots a kite and says, hey, man, I want all y'all out there on the front lines, bro. You should be fighting for your people instead of fighting each other, instead of fighting for these neighborhoods that you guys don't do nothing with other than...
Now, that would be something crazy if they got a kite from the pen saying that, hey, y'all do all this fight in the streets. All right, now go fight for your community. That would change everything.
Mess it up and vandalize it and, keep it a low-income housing and bring the economy down because of it. Go out there and represent your people. I guarantee you'll see every neighborhood out there. And it sucks to know that a vast majority of Southern California is Southerners. The Southern population is very big. There must be 1,000 neighborhoods that are all Southern connected. Southern United Raza. And they all can't just sit there one day, not do it in unison, not like a branching union, but to sit there and say, you know what, as a Sureño, bro, I represent Southern Mexicanos. I need to go out there too. I need to protest too. That's my people. I already said it in my last video. The only way they know anything about their people is how to extort them, how to hurt them, victimize them. They're just victimizing themselves at this point. They would just become victims of that circumstances because they're not really going to be out there protesting on behalf of people that are really out there with a passion for it. So when I seen this lady give this speech, I was like, yeah, I understand where she's coming from. But do I condone it? Do I support it? No. Because if anybody can point it out in history, let me know. Please let me know and educate the people in my comment section, all my audience members. We would all love a great story and, a great, background history. But none of these gang members ever thought of themselves as doing something great, something big, even if it's just momentarily. Even that slight involvement that can make the biggest difference. These guys, all they care about is getting dressed up and looking like cholos and going out there and banging their vadios, bro. They ain't going to do nothing out there for the people that's going to be beneficial. So why encourage it? Because like I said, these dudes don't know nothing about nonviolent protest. They don't know anything about nonviolent ways, period. They wake up every day. They're trained every day. They're raised into it every day to gangbang and murder one another and bang their neighborhoods. That's as far as they're going to get. Now, it'd be nice to see it. I would sit right there and watch it and observe it and learn it and understand it and praise it. If gang members said, you know what, today I don't want to be a gang member. Today I want to be a Southern Mexicano.
Yeah, I don't think it works like that. I think that you could just kind of be both at the same time.
But is that going to happen? I highly doubt it. But y'all let me know what y'all think about what she said. And let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'm all ears for this. So with that being said,
y'all know the deal though. Red dots to the left. Y'all know the rest. And as always, it's free. Avenue Angel tweets free. We go.